Bienvenue. We're back. I'm sorry, Phil. Um, just gotta take a. So where do you think I'm missing one, Austin?
I don't know. You should just check all of them just to make sure. Like everyone that you pass, you should just check to make sure that it's
Well, no,
clicked
I
in.
kind of don't want to go back and read all my stuff. Ah, fuck it. I'm gonna miss one. If needs be, I'll miss one.
No, I don't know that. Okay, I don't know that you can complete it. I'm not sure. Maybe you're right. Maybe you can.
I don't want to look back through the stuff that I've written, before.
Yep, I do understand that. I'm not sure where you would have missed one. That would be interesting too. Would be this is a thing that I didn't realize that they could do. I'm not sure that they are. But let's say you're not allowed to finish this here. What if they then put one? What if they added one after the last one, all the way back, or somewhere that you'd already been, to force you to go back and revisit
Oh,
a
that'd be a full journey. The journey
Yeah.
maneuver. Oh,
Did it click through? It did. Okay. So you can edit your title here. Yeah, you can keep editing or you can edit your title, and then you should publish it. It will get all of the where it says by unknown. There's a whole thing you have to hit OK on Steam.
okay.
Nailed it.
I'm
Yep.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Perfect.
Dijabot.
No, this is. They need this, right? They
Yeah,
need to know to.
They need to know that. Um. Okay. Boop. Yes, I am. Beep.
Try it again. Try. Maybe.
Oh, hold
Do.
on.
Do. Oh, are you offline of
Let
Steam?
me check Steam. No, I'm apparently online.
Do. I had a bit of trouble with this when I did it. If you do maybe later, it will save locally, and then you can go back in and
awesome.
publish it.
Boop.
So this is the first one that I got. This is John Walker from Rock Paper Shotguns, which is okay. But if you go back to exit to portals,
Beep.
it's not on Steam yet. DVAC. DVAC is using Jordan's account, I think, for Halloween, which is clever.
It's so spooky.
It's pretty spooky. It is on Kickstarter currently, so I posted that. So yeah, now if you go back to that world,
Yeah.
I'd like to go through and read yours again before we read mine, if that's possible.
No, that's perfectly okay. Where are you? Where are you, Shelley? This game's so
I think
good.
it's down.
Just a bit earlier, sorry, I want to catch up with this before it disappears into the Twitch history. Soltron said, I like the way you're demystifying this setting with a technical language. Not even
I wanna-
technical
I wanna-
language.
I want to come back to that after we're done reading
Oh, should we
both
talk
of
about
ours.
that? Okay,
For
yeah.
sure.
'Cause,
Yeah, well, I think that's a
it's
perfect
something
comment to
fun
make.
Talk about, yeah.
We only have we only have a few minutes left. Is the other reason I want to.
Yeah. So, mine.
Yeah.
The first and last mining. Great. Okay, good.
That's a really good. I like that as an abbreviation. Also,
50,000 years ago, long before the eruption, this land was home to a great people. They covered their planet, their planet. At that point, they didn't know what it was. They covered their planet with richness and minerals and created the first great mining worlds. Other worlds were interested and enchanted and lusted for minerals, and visitors were ticketed and measured and counted. For millennia, their industriousness and earth-moving was unmatched. Towering buildings were filled with people buying picture postcards and clamoring for queue positions. The height of their operations, the sold-out queue, the towering billboard destination was the fourth delightful crater. Children sang of this, elders lectured, the new synth band Elena and the Rockets wrote a top 40 hit. It was terrible. In dark corners and private rooms, an image began to appear again and again. The wide T of the Tetra Corporation, the dark eyes of the second and third delightful craters. But like any great and beautiful edifice, one speck of dust can cause the wheels to stop turning, and so it happened right under the noses of the Tetra Corporation. There was a fall. People fell. Cities sent mayors sent condolences, the world sat in front of flickering telescreens, forks halfway up to mouths. But nature does not take kindly to tri-action hydraulic rams and diamond-tipped power scrapers, and time cannot be stopped by the weight of gasping news anchors and emergency stop buttons. And so, on the line of the equator, 2 memorials were built, one for the tear-stained Tetra Corporation, and one for Telinati, the first to fall, the reaching hand. Of all the lessons they could have learned, they should have made sure that the fourth horizontal mounting brace was tightened, and the lubricant in the recovery flange was frequently checked.
I love this because you wrote that thinking you'd have another an ending, and so again in a very Borgesian manner, it just ends in this moment of mechanical failure, and that's the best.
Yeah. So, do you want to do yours, and then we'll talk about them?
Yeah, let's do mine, and we'll talk a bit, and then we'll get off so that Janine can do her creepy thing. Her very, very creepy witch school game.
It's so creepy. I don't know if I can watch any more of them, Austin. They're getting to the point where it's fraying my nerves.
Jack, that was really good, and it was really enjoyable. I really liked it.
Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to seeing
I also think that this is the right way to do the first of these streams, so that when you bring on other writers, it's like now we've displayed it. The name of my song, or the name of mine, is Technique. But I like that you've now written one, and now people will see what I've written, given the same space but different prompts.
Oh man, absolutely! This is fun. It's not here.
It's not there. Go to back out one. So like that was popular. Did you go to recent? Go to recent. Yeah. I'm not very popular. Well, maybe you did go to recent.
Oh, maybe I did.
There could also just be a limit. Go to, so then the last thing you can do is go to browse. Oh wait, you're not online. There should be a thing here that says browse Steam or something.
I might just quit the game.
Relaunch it really quick.
One of the Dejaban devs is in the chat. Hey there, you're making something really interesting.
Yeah, we are very, very, very pleased with this, let's say.
That just sounded sinister, Austin.
All according to our plans. All according to our plans, wherein there are lots of interesting narrative, cooperative, collaborative storytelling games in the world.
Oh, they're the most insidious.
That are beautiful.
I'll give you a screen share in just 1 second, don't worry.
I appreciate it.
Here at Stream Friends, we use a program called Skype to allow us to communicate.
It's a very technical program. Every once in a while, a mote of dust does get in the gears, though.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if this works this time. If not, I can always boot it up and read it from mine or something.
That's a distinct possibility.
But let's see what we can do.
It's not saying browse.
It really should, unless they pushed an update that changed this.
Oh, subscribe story is not
offline. Yeah, it's telling me you're offline. Can you restart Steam quickly?
Yeah,
restart Steam.
Okay, sorry about this. Sorry, Janine.
I think she's probably happy to give us the extra 5 to 10 minutes.
Well, but the thing about Janine is that she hasn't played enough Witching Hour.
That's true. That is true. It's still novel. No one really understands it at all. Soultron in the chat notes that Dejaban has been around for quite some time. And I think that's a thing that people don't know. They've made 1 billion games over the last decade and a half or something. I think probably Most people know them for A Reckless Disregard for Gravity.
Also, 1, 2, 3, kick it, drop that beat like an ugly baby, which is
Right? Monster Loves You is incredible.
um,
But they were making games all through the 2000s.
yeah. They actually they worked on the first person shooter. It was called Doom. They didn't. That's
That's not them. That wasn't them.
no, I'm thinking of the other people, the John Romero people. Steam's just restarting. Austin has the most amazing animated GIF on the stream right now.
I should hit play so I can see a thing. One of the things I like, Jack, is before we came on, you said, "Are you sure you'll be all right writing? You'll be comfortable writing live in front of an audience?" And then I was like, "Yeah, no, that's great. I'm excited."
And then
I just
I'm
made
not
you do it.
anything at all.
Right.
Yep. Good work.
One question, I hope the dev doesn't mind us asking. Is it in the... Have you guys thought about... This is how I want to phrase this question. Have you guys thought about making it possible to read along to someone's story by actually walking through the space that they wrote it in? Like interacting with their prompts so that we can see a full landscape view of what they see or what they saw when they wrote it? I really think that it is the kind of storybook view that is there now is gorgeous. I really like the geometric shapes and stuff, but there is a quality of kind of chronological length that goes along with these spaces that is sort of lost in that presentation. That I don't know every story needs, but some of them I think would really be enhanced by, if that makes sense. Like the long stretches between the prompts. And now people get to see the title screen.
Browse Steam.
Nice, okay.
Techniques.
It's just called a technique. For me, it was on the last page, I think. Like, I don't know if this is by upload date or what.
Yes, technique.
There it is. By me. So now that it's subscribed, maybe you just click on subscribe.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Do you want to read this aloud?
I will. Ruru Dejaban in the chat says, we've gone back and forth on the reading view, but it would probably be easy to give folks the choice to decide how to publish their story. I see the value. Yeah, that's an interesting point, that it could be on the writer's side who says, oh, no, just print this out as the storybook view, or the writer can say, no, I want this to be experienced in this space where you have to walk through it. All right.
Ready, go.
Ready. I know that I am a stranger to this place, but I am still overwhelmed by the strangeness of this world. I see a pit, long and hollow, dug thoroughly through by their machine. And then it is not a pit, it is a city. It stretches for miles back, sleek walls, no motion. I thought about what it means to build when no hands do the building. There could have been a better way. I shouldn't have left. Once the sun touched the sky, I wondered, did these people retreat to their towers and to their machines? Though, who would make that decision? Who would shepherd them in? Who would promise them that they'd never see the sky again? Or did they just go, an instinct, a sudden shared will, like children on a playground when it rains? I guess I had to leave, though. I wonder how Siobhan is doing. Maybe there is no one left here at all. Maybe the digging machines crawl all on their own, powered by the heat, building more and more towers, directed by signals bouncing from these antennae, but also signals long since without senders. But maybe I'm just being morbid. Again, no. This one is older. This one predates the new towers. It shows the damage of whatever happened. It has the touch of hands, and that can never be smoothed away, no matter the mason. Although why, I wonder, does this structure have no doors? A glimpse of her hair. An unknown pleasantries song playing in the distance. Remnants of the past, disappeared buildings, disappeared lives, disappeared people. They weren't safely ushered into their new homes under the black steel enclosures. They were forced there. The doors ripped from their homes, the roofs ripped from their buildings. These are not your homes, they were told. I am your home. And then, curfew. Me? Yes. This is... Me was the prompt here. Me? Yes. This happened to me too. Or, I did this too. Some nights I can't decide who's to blame. Vastness betrays itself. It is not vast, it is shrinking. Emptiness is only understood as potential, waiting to be used. This world is covered in these new towers. It just doesn't know it yet. Nothingness. The cold steel door separates us. I can hear her father shouting. An attempt at a different way of being. We'll leave here, go back to the old ways. But don't they see? Even their fire spit uses materials given to them by the diggers. There is no outside of the city, just new experimental districts. Quote, the totality of methods rationally arrived at and having absolute efficiency for a given stage of development in every field of human activity. I thought about what it means to build something that you know is precarious, that you know can be destroyed in a moment, but that you so desperately want that you build it anyway. The tower at Babel was always already falling, but I bet they'd build it again. And her eyes...
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking commend that. Nepotism.
Hashtag collusion. Hashtag Elegy Gate.
Man, this is a really cool game.
Yeah. I really love this game. This game is outstanding. So a couple of things. One,
firstly, we both did industry. They were both diggers.
We both did industry, but we did opposite ends of industry. Thanks for joining us, Ruru Dejavan. I really appreciate that.
It's been a pleasure.
Please, yeah. Well, we should link them to the stream. We should get the stream up onto YouTube.
Yeah.
At some and link it to them. So my notes. Let me pull up my notes. One, my favorite thing is that we both had a band. And I think we both had a band at the exact same point in the map. We both were like, what this needs is a fake band.
Yeah, exactly, you know. But we both did it for completely different... I don't know. It's
right.
Like,
well, yeah, you're right. Mine
punctuated the phrases in a completely different way.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Two, we did both write about industry. But yours was about the failure of industry under the weight of nature, and mine was about the inevitable success of industry.
Yeah.
Crushing everything behind,
sort of
right? The exploitation of nature.
Yeah.
Right. The thing that I wanted to talk about that Soltron mentioned earlier, Soltron said... What was that quote that you said earlier?
Oh, it was about... It was about, like... A weird...
I like the way that you're demystifying the setting with technical languages. Or technical language. And the thing that I thought about while you were writing this, especially coming after the encyclopedia of... the global encyclopedia of deep and...
Was it the global encyclopedia?
Eternal? It was the global encyclopedia of deep and eternal size, I think.
Deep and endless. Something like
endless
that.
size.
Do we want to say what this is in case people didn't see?
Yeah, there's a... you can find a link to it on clockworkworlds.com. Right now it's my like pinned post. I storified it. It was a series of tweets that Jack and I did based on the concept of there being an encyclopedia that collected and cataloged size that happened over the course of history, including into the future and onto other worlds.
Alien size.
Right. And in that, one of the things that I noticed after we were done, we kind of stepped back from it a little bit, was the strength of your writing was in the mundanity. It was for me, my favorite tweet from that whole series is the one of the final ones you do about the woman putting the salt shaker away and the pepper shaker and then closing the door. And most of yours exist in this sort of like, here is this brief moment in this person's life. And it's obviously that's not the same as like, oh, the mundanity of the machines on this planet, but it's zoomed in closely at the micro level of like, this could be understood in a vacuum and still be moving. Whereas the majority of mine were all like, and I felt that this was like not a problem, but this is a thing that I tried to push myself away from as we were writing them, and I recognized I was doing it, was like, oh, I'm just gesturing towards big, terrible disasters. I'm just gesturing towards the Black Plague and towards, slavery and et cetera, and losing, and the OPEC crisis, right? Like, and I think that same split happens here, where your story is about these motes of dust getting caught in the gear, and mine is about the structural. My intention was to address the structural logic of expansion.
Yeah, yours is almost like a foot coming down.
Right, and it's a wide shot of the foot coming down. Right,
Yours
is of the foot hitting the pin that's been placed there.
Yeah.
Right, and good detail on the pin, and that's, I don't know, that's why I like writing with you, is because you end up pushing me towards that mundanity really well.
Well, and vice versa, because I have a tendency to write on a wider scale really poorly. The reason that I guess I try and push closer is because I don't feel comfortable in the scope of my own prose to go sort of wider than outside of a desk or something like that. And sometimes it happens accidentally. But so it's really nice to sort of have the capacity to be able to head in the direction that I wouldn't otherwise. Oh, balls. I'm screen check can't see. I'm just on the GIF right now because I'm just trying to upload this.
I see.
This thing, but do you know how I would upload it, Austin?
Do you exit to portals?
Oh.
And you have to go back to the portal, and it's like there's a selection there that lets you do it. I've done it. This is how I had to do it.
So what was the? It's interesting because I think
reads. It might be read stories, my stories, your own rather, and then that. Maybe not. I've done this. How the hell do you do this? Oh, it might just.
Oh, I can commend myself. Maybe it's done automatically.
It might be.
I think I just accidentally commended myself. It happens. Commending yourself is perfectly healthy and natural.
Jarethor says this game has got me thinking about something similar, but systems-driven, like a good Dwarf Fortress story, but with the right writing mechanism built into and supported by the game itself. That is a comment that Janine sort of made earlier today during the stream, and again, really, really, really want that.
So the last thing I think I should say before we move on to Janine's stream. He says, shuffling his meeting papers. We have to do the closing minutes.
Yes. Do we have quorum?
Yes. My name is Jake Keats, and yeah. It's interesting working with writing prompts because there was definitely a specific moment about halfway through where I realized what I wanted the story to be. Where I was like,
sure.
And it was this sort of realization that came, I guess, partially through the prompts and partially through the landscape and partially just the weird way my mind was going, which was just like, it'd be really fun if you have one of these massive ruined planets and it's caused by essentially a Disneyland ride breaking down and then falling into disrepair, a whole bunch of people getting injured or dying on a ride, and that dooms an entire planet or something. Did you have a similar moment where you were like, where the keystones fell into place? And if so, what was the sort of the central image that made you go, let's do this? Oh, fuck, we've dropped.